Dark Knight's Metal #2. Scott Snyder writing, Greg Capullo on art. Will the real Batman please stand up? Is basically what I called this issue. Yeah. So I know Matt's not feeling as hot about this one as the last issue.
I don't get it. There's fish jokes.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, I was.
There's also a whole lot of because Batman, and upon my, I'm gonna be fair here. So I was super negative on it throughout the whole week, right? Mm-hmm. I read it. I was like, bad taste in my mouth. Don't like a lot of this. A lot of it's good though. A lot of it bad. Upon the second read through, pieces come together a lot better. And it probably helps that I read this one in physical, because of course I couldn't wait for Metal, so I had to get it digitally first. Mm-hmm. And it helps when you have it in your hand and you're turning the page and you're getting the reveals that way instead of digitally, where they're all kind of standalone. But oh man, for as high as I was on the last issue, this one kind of counterbalanced it and left me low.
For me, there's one thing that was maybe a bit cheesy / on the nose, but I had a lot of fun still.
What, Batmanium?
Yeah, that's the one. Also,
I get the whole metals thing.
To be fair, as much as I roll my eyes at Batmanium, right, I will at least say, at least this feels like they named it specifically because of what its purpose was for. Because they create this from scratch. Like the Owls, like the Court of Owls, they created this.
So you mean you're more okay with this than them co-opting the Nth Metal?
Yes, because this was something not that was just specifically written for this, but the characters in the story specifically created it because they needed to create the 5th metal for Batman, so they named it after him. Like, so at least there's context for it.
Okay, but so we know that Barbatos has walked before, right?
Yes.
Yes, yeah.
And Hawkman sent him back with the mace. Okay. So
yes.
Was the 5th metal that time Hawkmanium? Because that would have had to be, because if they're building the metal around whatever hero or
to be fair, Matt,
displaced.
We don't know the exact conditions of how he gets sent back the first time.
To be fair, Batman had been in the past, so he'd always been in the past, so that had always happened.
Well,
so
that leads me to
not that time.
That leads me to one of my points. Actually, I feel much better about this thing. Oh, it's been targeting Batman since the dawn of time because they've thoroughly set it in the idea that it's only been the dawn of time because Batman went back in time, and it's been because he went back in time that this thing's been trying to chase him since then.
He drew his attention. Yeah, post Final Crisis and the Morrison stuff, which I like that. That's what Snyder's building on. Him wedging metal into it so much. But those are the parts of his run that I like the least. Like when we get to the Dionysium and then the Prometheum, which
I do respect that that Snyder's whole run feels relevant. Like from the metals to the owls to even just the face changing the
I like that. Yeah, that was fine because at first I had an issue with all the Bat family, but of course they would show up for.
Oh no, I thought that was super fun. I was I was way into that.
But then I was like, well, how do they look? Because they said that, Babs was there and Kate was there. And then you see Dick change his face with
but just to set up what's happening there. So the Justice League have been looking for Batman because he's up to stuff and like he seems to be the target for Barbatos and whatever's coming and everything else, and they're looking for him. They think they found him, and Damien's basically driving this giant truck, right? It was
Amazon.
The Bat Hog, I believe it was called.
Bat Hog, yes. But it was giving me some like Mad Max Fury Road kind of vibes. The way he was like at this big truck, and like Wonder Woman's like, Robin, pull over now, and she's like, I'm already like winning. I'm in a Bat Hog.
Yeah. She says there's no winning here, and he's like, yeah, I'm 13 years old and driving a Bat Hog. I'm already winning.
Yeah, but so yeah, they have this whole thing where they're chasing the different Batmen, and then we see Dick use the face technology, and it's actually him underneath. And because Cyborg points it out, he's like, I've worked through the program, and I see you, Nightwing, and we see him turn it off, and it's like, okay, that's why they all physically look like Batman because they're all using this tech. But I love the double swerve because you think it's Batman in the truck, and Superman and Wonder Woman get to him. And Superman punches through, and you're like, what the hell, Superman? You can't just punch through Batman like that. That's super. Is he being mind controlled? Is something? What's going on here? And then you turn the page, and it was Clayface. And I'm like, son of a bitch, you got me.
Yeah, except that the whole time Superman's going, no, I know his heartbeat. I know his heartbeat. I know his heartbeat.
Yeah, they explain
and then
that.
I know. And then he punches through, and Batman's made a bat responsometer that mimics his heartbeat. And so Clayface did such a good job at tricking Superman that he was Batman. The only way for him to figure it out was to punch him through the chest and see if Bruce died.
No, Matt, you're no.
Heartbeat of Clayface.
Yeah,
no, Matt, you're misunderstanding here. He didn't punch him through the chest to find out. He punched him through the chest because he knew it was Clayface.
Yeah.
See, I still don't like that.
That panel of Superman with his fist coming out of the back of Batman. That's the panel that was tweeted by Guardian like 2 months ago. That was the spoiler. And it was like, what the hell is going on in Metal?
And I hated it then, and I hated it now.
Nah, see, Matt, I completely disagree with this complaint because it's clearly, to me, it's clear he does this because he knows it's Clayface, he knows it's not a big deal, and that he figures it out because there's the two heartbeats. It's to me, it's straightforward.
I was really cautious about it when I saw just the panel out of context.
Yeah.
I was like, what the hell is going on here? This might make me hate whatever this event is. But in context, no, I'm fine with it.
Yeah, he doesn't punch him to find out. He already knows. That's why he punches him.
Yeah.
But I thought that was a good reveal. I was like, man, you swerved me again, you sons of bitches. Look at Matt, he's looking for evidence. He wants to fight.
I am looking for evidence.
Yeah, because he punches him through, and then he comes up, like, it does his eyes narrow, and then he punches him. And then when it does the reveal that it's Clayface, he's like, more damn tricks. Come on, Batman.
I still don't like it. I just... Yeah. Nah. Still don't. I don't like the bat responsometer either. Just, it's like, come on.
I'll tell you what I do genuinely love is the panel that reveals it's Clayface after the punch through the chest.
Wonder Woman looking through?
You got Wonder Woman just looking through at Superman. Like, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah, because she's not figured it out. He has, yeah. No, it's fun moments like that. And Swamp Thing shows up. He's pissed that they're all in the green, causing chaos.
Deus Ex Swamp Thing. Yeah. Wait, how do I make that work?
That's what Swamp Thing usually is, though, isn't it?
Yeah. So,
dear.
But yeah, I was just like, from where it left us last time with Dream, I figured we'd get a little more, and then it just jumps right on in to the Amazon. Well, Superman in space and seeing all the bat flipping, all the metal making bat symbols throughout the world. That was another. I was like, all right, this is what I'm in for.
I don't really get why you have a problem with any of that, though. Obviously, it does jump ahead in time. Which I don't have a problem with either. I assume whatever he's been told will come up. We'll get more of that down the line.
So the thing I did appreciate on the second time through is Batman's just like in Snyder's run as a whole, he's his own worst enemy. It's him trying to get out of these things that creates these things. It's kind of what created the Joker out of the Red Hood gang.
Yeah, Batman is kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing here. He basically walks right into the trap.
Right.
He thinks he's going to fix it because basically his plan is he pulls out Baby Darkseid and he's like, I'm going to use the Omega beams to go back in time and fix all this. He's like, yeah, but you'll be erased. And he's like, you know what? That's fine, but you look after my family. And Batman's ready to go all sacrifice on it. When the Barbatos messengers show up, and then the Court of Owls show up, and it's like, yeah, we got the one last metal. It's time for you to go. Spills on him. It's the fifth metal. He's got the other four in his system already from the previous events from Snyder's run that we talked about. And he goes all cosmic. It's like a really weird effect where if you look at his actual figure, you see like stars and stuff through his sort of shape, which is kind of cool. And that's where the Dark Batmen all appear. We get that big double page spread. Batman Who Laughs has got his Jokers and the chains. All the other ones are standing around.
The Robins.
Robins, yeah. What did I say? Jokers?
You said Jokers.
yeah, fair enough.
Which they heal. So they're all saying Crow, and they heal when he says Bar, which I like. Wow, Snyder, you're dark.
Yeah, that's pretty dark. And then you have so Wonder Woman and Superman who are there. They're like, no, we've beaten gods and monsters before. We'll beat you. And then again, the lettern's completely different. Like the lettering on this is like this big like pink letter, and it says "Because I let you." Barbatos, responding to him, and then he like does something to Superman and Wonder Woman.
He says "Welcome to the dark," and then shocks them, like lightning shocks them.
Yeah, because this is literally the Bat God. This is what I hate in Batman comics, represented like in form.
Wait, why does this
Like-
bother you now? Like, we knew this was coming.
Yeah, it doesn't bother me because it's not Batman that's the Bat God. It's that
No,
bothers me
I
when
know.
Batman is just treated as like,
But
he can
it's
do anything. But
right, it's the concept of the Bat God, and I hope that's what Snyder's going for, because he's talked about writing against that, against the Bat God, where he can kind of do anything. Although towards the end of his last run, he kind of fell into that a little bit.
I mean,
So-
it seems to be the Bat God is a completely different entity for Snyder. That is an enemy of the Batman.
That's what I'm saying. That's where I hope that he's going. You know what I mean with it, because I can appreciate that part of it, but I just didn't. I knew we couldn't have Superman and Wonder Woman in this event, right? Because of reasons. I just didn't like how easily they were taken out. Like, I don't know.
It depends how you look at it, because you're like, oh, if he can just do this is how dangerous he is. So
Yeah, but he also he's been chasing Batman through time. We know the stakes are there, and he has these evil, dark Batman.
I think the point is now he has physical form in this world.
He's much stronger.
Can he do? He's unleashed on this world, and like Pete mentioned about the letter in the "because I let you" and things like that. They're not even in a speech bubble. They just encompass the panel.
yeah, it's just giant letters. It's basically the equivalent of winter is coming. Like, winter's came. This is winter.
It was like you know when it gets to the double page spread where all the evil Batman,
that was cool.
the dark Batmen are there.
Oh yeah, I like the ending a lot.
Right, the Barbatos text, the look around. All the other Batmen, they're in text bubbles. They're still in the circles, but the look around just is like, no, that's just at the top of the page. That takes precedence. It's just more important. It just takes over whatever it is.
Yeah.
This also begs the question: if this is the Judas tribe, right, and this is what they're working to, then the other tribes must have similar forces. Right? Is that going to be the key? Because we skipped over that meeting that Kendra had. So she goes to the lava thing, which that was pretty dope.
Yeah, she goes to meet the Immortals.
The Legion of Villains.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's from the Justice Friends, or the Super Friends. And clearly hanging up behind them are all the symbols of the tribes. And we find out that a lot of these immortals are descendants from those first tribes, which I thought was cool. And that's where she talks with Roz, and basically it's like, oh no, he has led himself right into a trap.
I thought it was a nice touch that Roz is kind of humbled in their presence. He was like, yeah, look, I know I'm like one of the youngest here, but hear me out.
Yeah.
Not a common feeling for Raz.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Which is cool because it shows his maturity kind of as a villain that way, that he, in the grand scheme of things, he has a plan. But here, they're trying to save, like, he can't save this Earth if the multiverse is all jacked up.
Do you know what I liked as well?
You know?
Simple thing in the lettering for the, you know what, Joe and like Batman and Superman and Wonder Woman kind of like start to realize they're in the wrong tomb, like they've been tricked, and it's a different tomb, and it sort of
cracked.
Yeah, it cracks and it reveals the name of the actual tomb they're in. Like, I like that. That was a nice, simple little touch as well. No, I mean, I don't know if. I think I probably still preferred the first issue a little bit. But I had a lot of.
To be fair, the first issue had a Justice League Megazord.
It did. But I did like. I liked the whole. You know, all the Batmans and like the try basically Batman try to throw the team off so he can do what he's going to do. I liked. I thought that was pretty fun. And then the ending, which is basically the last whole chunk of the book in this tomb, leading to all the evil Batman and sort of the presence that the evil Batman and Barbatos have. I like all that quite a bit.
Yeah, and again, Kendra's meeting there with the other Immortals. I think we've overlooked that bit. There's a lot of information in there.
Yeah,
like them talking about the astral brain of the Anti-Moner, and they want to fire that at the Rock of Eternity.
Yeah, that's how they want to beat this. Yeah, just fire the brain. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're all down for it, and Kendra's like, no, remember Carter said we probably shouldn't mix antimatter with dark matter. Like, that's bad news.
Yeah, it sounds like Batman might have walked into a trap, but they might accidentally just break the entire multiverse. By the sounds of it,
right?
Yeah, it's pretty heavy. All this stuff.
Which do you think that's where this is going? Like, since Crisis, we've always had so Crisis ended the Infinite Earth and gave us a singular Earth again. And then Infinite Crisis brought the multiverse back. And here we talked about that the multiverse has a dark underside on the back of the map. Do we think that this is going to break the multiverse by the end?
Possibly. I
because this is, for all intents and purposes, this is the Dark Crisis. Like...
Oh, it is. And I think it's worth not overlooking Doomsday Clock, because obviously this kind of plays into it a little bit. It mentions the hand that created the multiverse. You know, at the start of the universe, Krona looked back and he saw the hand.
And the point of that story is the fact that by Krona going back, he's the one that causes entropy within the universe. Like, that's an old DC Comics.
Right, but the implication is that the hand is...
Right.
Yeah.
His curiosity is what causes everything else going forward. So you create that Ouroboros of the snake eating its tail. Yeah. Just like Batman, you know, he's causing his own problems by trying to fix him himself.
I don't...
and now we know that he's going back to the dark multiverse, right? Like, because he swapped places.
I mean, I feel like ramifications from Metal... I don't think it's going to completely alter, like, continuity. And anyway, I feel like if anything's going to happen like that, it'll be the end of Doomsday Clock in a year. Like, you know, that'll be when those big ramifications. But clearly, we know we're getting all these Dark Matter books that are coming out. This new line of books,
right?
So clearly, like, I don't know if they're going to necessarily wipe out the Dark Multiverse, or if it's going to, like, be integrated into the multiverse, or something like that. I could see something like that happening.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say this isn't as big as Doomsday Clock, but it definitely has a place within the DCU.
This does feel impressively big, and it feels dark. It feels like a dark cosmic threat has shown up.
And I have to say, I'm impressed by how fun it feels, despite it, like, you feel the stakes. It's got, like, you know, like you say, it's big, it's dark, but it still feels like a lot of fun.
Yeah, I agree. So far, it's been fun. Like,
you say that, but I say Baby Darkseid. And it's like... I get it.
I'll admit, it took me aback a little bit when he whipped out Baby Darkseid. I was not prepared.
It was a moment for sure.
That said, I'm not totally against it. Is all I'm saying.
Well, no. Like, it made me remember that Darkseid War was still a thing that happened in this universe. Like, it didn't, because it feels like everything from that got forgotten. But now that we need it, Snyder can pluck from what he needs, and that's fine.
You do remember, though, that our next Wonder Woman arc is also pulling from Darkseid War.
I have to say, I kind of appreciate, like, the New 52 wasn't good, obviously, but they didn't wipe it. So I think better than just ignoring it is taking things and making them better. So it feels better in retrospect.
But had I known that he was going to use the Omega Beams, like, it would have been a little bit of a setup instead of just... Boom, Baby Darkseid from nowhere. Like, he pulls him out of that bag.
He literally pulls him out of a bag, yeah.
No, I'll admit, he does kind of pull him out of almost nowhere. I mean, the setup that he's got this bag on, but other than that, it does kind of feel like...
I just would have liked to be reminded of it, that's all.
No, that's fair.
Like, even a mention of Grail, like, I need to find Grail, and people that didn't read the Darkseid War would be like, oh, is that a kind of weapon?
Right, that's it, because Grail is only mentioned after the Baby Darkseid, whereas, like, Grail's going to be coming for him.
Right, who's Darkseid's daughter, for those that didn't read Darkseid War.
But kind of his mother now, because she's raising him.
Right.
Reiterate just on something Connor said about using all the stuff from from Snyder's Batman run, right? And, like, all the metals sort of building up. So, you know, you had the one from the Court of Owls, then you had the one from what was that arc?
Endgame.
Two of them. Yeah, Dionysium, and then the stupid Prometheum, and then Nth Metal, because why not? And now Batmanium.
So the point I was wanting to get at, though, is because I hate that machine with a passion. That
you and me
bring back Batman machine. I absolutely despise that goddamn thing. I think it's stupid. I think it's just silly. I don't want anything to do with it. But I do kind of at least appreciate using the entire run in some way. Admittedly, this is the last I want to hear of it. Right? It had some metal in it that, you know, led to this. Fine, right? I never want to hear about it again. Don't bring it up.
Fair. I will say, just on the idea of the run being relevant, I feel like, you know, in the art sense, obviously, of Capullo, but
Capullo.
the colors feel like, when they changed the colors from
Danny
Zero
Mickey.
Year onwards, and it got like, suddenly you got all these bright, vibrant purples, and that really feels like it's showcased in this issue.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, my favorite panel in this is where Batman and Superman are arguing, and Batman's just like, "I'm talking about heavy metal." Like, I just want that out of context to use for everything. Like, because it sounds like he's proselytizing about Iron Maiden.
He's definitely just been to a gig, and he's like, really high on it.
Yeah, I was so excited for this too, and then I was just like,
You don't seem that upset.
I know, you really don't. You've got a couple of weird anti-Batman nitpicks, which we've just kind of poo-pooed away, because they deserve to be poo-pooed away.
I get it. Like, Batmanium is kind of stupid and ridiculous.
Oh, it is.
Over the top. But I'm like, yeah, whatever, I'll go with it.
Like I say, in context, at least it kind of works. But the main parts of the issue, though, all the fun stuff with the Batman at the start, and then the build-up and reveal of the evil Batman in Barbados. Loved all that stuff. So
let's be honest,
I'm still on board.
It didn't do enough continuity like I wanted it to, like the first issue did. So, we all
know there wasn't a reference to something from 20 years ago. Matt's like,
the resident continuity wonk. Like, I loved when they went to the Immortals, and like it was the Legion of Supervillains. Head that rose up out of the.
I did like that they were in the volcano. Yeah,
like that was real cool. Like, I liked that. Like, you're talking about the fun. So,
more of
it's not bad. I wouldn't call this issue bad. It's not a bad issue. I just there's things that irked.